4:30 a.m. The hangar disintegrates before the sound arrives. A flash of white heat tears through pre-dawn darkness in Bryansk Oblast. And suddenly, Russia's most prized weapon system, the thing Vladimir Putin called his Iron Fist, is liquefying in a furnace of its own fuel. This isn't a single strike, it's the opening chord of a symphony of destruction that will span 1,000 kilometers in 30 minutes. Ukraine has just launched the most coordinated decapitation strike of the war, and 60% of Russia's primary missile force is about to cease to exist. Putin's plan was elegant in its cruelty. Total blackout, winter darkness across Ukraine. The Iskander-M would be the hammer. Mach 7 ballistic missiles designed to obliterate power substations, water treatment facilities, anything that keeps a modern nation alive. The launchers had been pulled back for routine maintenance, clustered in repair depots from Kursk to Crimea. Safe, the generals assured him, invulnerable behind layered air defenses. But that assumption, that brief window when dozens of billion-ruble systems sat grouped in concrete hangars, just became Russia's fatal mistake. For 96 hours, American satellites and Ukrainian reconnaissance drones cataloged the vulnerability. Every transloader, every fuel truck, every launcher sitting exposed during hydraulic repairs. 5 hubs crystallized as priority kills: Bryansk, Kursk, Rostov, Krasnodar, and Crimea. The problem? Each target sits beneath a steel umbrella. S-400 long-range interceptors, Pantsir, S-1-point defense systems, overlapping radar coverage designed to swat cruise missiles from the sky like insects. One miscalculation and Ukraine loses its entire drone fleet. This is an all-or-nothing gamble, and the clock is ticking. Ukraine's answer is brutal mathematics. Flood the zone, hundreds of expendable decoys paired with real killers. 30 minutes to exhaust every interceptor, blind every radar, and slip the real weapons through the chaos. It's not about stealth, it's about saturation. Make Russia burn its ammunition on ghosts while the actual threat glides in undetected. 3:47 a.m., Bryansk air defense radar lights up. 60 inbound signatures. Alarm klaxons scream across the depot. Pantsir crews sprint to their stations. Autocannons swiveling skyward. What they don't know, what they can't know, is that most of those contacts are made of cardboard. Corvo PPDS decoys, designed in Ukrainian workshops for $500 each, emit radar signatures identical to million-dollar cruise missiles. The Pantsir crews do what they're trained to do. They fire. 57 interceptor missiles streak upward, each costing $150,000. Autocannons open up, spitting thousands of rounds into the darkness. Russia is burning millions to destroy glorified hobby kits tumbling through the air. And while the sky erupts in defensive fire, 20 Luti stealth drones slip beneath the radar horizon. Their cross-section is smaller than a seagull. Pantsir radars are drowning in electronic noise, blinded by their own muzzle flashes and interceptor exhaust. The drones navigate using pre-programmed coordinates, flying so low their propellers clip treetops. At 3:51 a.m., the first Luti arrives at Hangar 4. Its onboard AI locks onto thermal signatures, the distinctive heat bloom of Iskander cooling units. The shaped charge warhead punches through reinforced steel roofing like tissue paper and detonates inside. Rocket fuel ignites. Warheads cook off. The hangar becomes a 3,000-degree crematorium. 3 Iskander launchers, each worth $80 million, liquefy into molten slag. 5 transloader vehicles shred apart in sympathetic detonations. Hundreds of millions in Russian strategic assets vanish in a fireball visible from orbit, and Moscow still thinks the swarm was defeated. The first domino has fallen. 3:49 a.m. Kursk. Russia has created a 50-mile GPS dead zone around the depot, jamming every satellite signal. Ukraine anticipated this. Cheap plastic decoys tumble into the jammed airspace, and S-400 batteries waste long-range missiles trying to swat them down. Meanwhile, bobber drones navigate using optical beacon systems. Simple infrared markers invisible to radar, but clear as daylight to onboard cameras. They slip through the GPS blackout like it doesn't exist. Inside Kursk's primary depot, 7 Iskander launchers sit mid-reload, missiles halfway onto their rails. A bobber drone impacts the hydraulic arm just as it hoists a 6-ton warhead. Fuel lines rupture. Hypergolic propellant meets air and detonates at 4,000 degrees Celsius. The deflagration vaporizes 3 launchers instantly. 4 transloaders melt into the concrete. Kursk's contribution to Putin's blackout plan is now a smoking crater, but Belgorod adapts. Pantsir crews switch from radar to optical infrared tracking. Decoys tumbled uselessly through the sky, ignored. Real drones meet a wall of autocannon fire. 16 Luti drones disintegrate before reaching their targets. Minimal Minimal damage. Russia's confidence surges. They think they figured it out. 3:54 a.m., Rostov proves them wrong. 75 drones launch simultaneously. 45 Corvo decoys execute chaotic evasive maneuvers, swarming the defensive perimeter from every compass point. Pantsir radar systems can track 24 targets maximum. The display's overload, tracking algorithms collapse into digital chaos. S-300 missiles fire blindly into the swarm, hitting nothing but decoys. And through the confusion, 30 bomber drones penetrate the logistics hub and converge on Hangar 7. 3:55 a.m., the fuel depot detonates first, a secondary explosion that splits the night. 25 drones dive into the hangar in a coordinated strike. Shaped charges detonate in sequence. The chain reaction lasts 40 minutes. 4 Iskander launchers cease to exist. 6 transloaders shred into shrapnel. The logistics artery feeding Russia's Donbass offensive is severed. Rostov burns. Krasnodar enters full panic mode. Russian command activates their Krasuka 4 electronic warfare system at maximum power, desperate to jam Ukrainian drones. The effect is catastrophic for Russia. The EW system's electromagnetic pulse drowns out their own radars, creating a self-inflicted blind spot 30 kilometers wide. Russian crews can't see, can't communicate, can't coordinate. 30 Lu-T stealth drones slip into the maelstrom. They don't need to evade jamming, they use it. Passive homing guidance locks onto the jamming signal itself, following Russia's own electronic screaming straight to the source. AI-guided warheads punch through engine blocks and ignite hydraulic systems. 3 more Iskanders destroyed. 5 transloaders eliminated. Krasnodar goes dark. Now Crimea, Russia's unsinkable aircraft carrier, layered defenses, underground bunkers, the pride of the Black Sea Fleet. Ukraine saves the best for last. 4:02 a.m. A single F-16 screams along the Crimean cliffs at wave-top altitude. ALQ-131 jamming pods shriek to life, flooding Russian radar with white noise. 2 AGM-88 HARM anti-radiation missiles launch. Russian radar operators have 3 seconds to decide. Shut down and go blind, or stay active and die. They shut down. The sky goes silent. 10 decoys and 10 bomber drones deploy. Russian gunners see the immediate swarm and fixate. Autocannons roar. Interceptors streak skyward. Every eye is on the drones directly overhead. No one sees the real killers. 6 Neptune cruise missiles skim 2 meters above the Black Sea. Radar signatures lost in wave clutter. At the final moment, they execute pop-up maneuvers, rising just high enough to acquire Hangar 12. Guidance systems lock. The missiles punch through reinforced doors and detonate inside. The explosion is biblical. Fuel, warheads, propellant. A quarter-mile fireball mushrooms into the dawn sky. 2 Iskander launchers vaporize. 5 transloaders disintegrate. The entire hangar complex collapses into rubble. 1 F-16 sortie, 6 missiles. The Black Sea missile threat is erased. 4:30 a.m. The sun rises on wreckage. 60% of Russia's Iskander force gone. Billions of rubles incinerated in 30 minutes. The myth of invincibility shattered across 5 time zones. Putin wanted to plunge Ukraine into darkness. Instead, Russia woke up to fire.